Ladies and gentlemen, we're going around the horn again with all of our analysts and contributors, and we've come full circle to Frank Ohlhorst, a Microsoft 365 Nation contributor. Always interesting. Frank, hello. I see you're back in your home office in the New York City area, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Got to do a little bit of office cleanup, but other than that, that's
Well,
life on the road.
exactly. Well, just keep that gecko or iguana fed in the background, whatever that thing is.
That's a gecko.
All right. Well, Frank, it's a real simple topic this month, and I'll tell you why. That we're coming into the dog days of summer. I've got a side note on that in a moment about dogs, but the conference season, the spring conference season, as you and I traditionally know it, is kind of winding up. It's going to slow down for fishing season, and the reason I say dog days is the LA Times just did a piece the other day that 7,000 dogs go to work at Amazon in South Lake Union in Seattle. 7,000 dogs a day. Even I was impressed with that. And boy, I hope they have some dog cleaners, dog keepers, if you know what I mean. That's a lot of dogs, man.
I wonder how many cats go.
Exactly. That's a good one. Well, let's get serious. So we're wrapping up the spring conference season. You just attended DattoCon in San Diego with Jennifer Hallmark from SMB Nation. So that's pretty cool. She's, as you know, right over there in the radio control room. And Frank, give me some feedback. What was DattoCon for you? You're getting deeper and deeper and deeper into the MSP and partner community. I love it.
Well, DattoCon, I think the most interesting thing was seeing Snoop Dogg Thursday morning as doing an announcement. But after his 25 seconds of fame there, we could get back into
probably $1,000 a second if I had to guess.
Yeah. A lot of what was going on at DattoCon was talking about basically re-engineering the platform, better integrating Autotask with backup, making the platform easier to use, simplifying the licensing, offering better support to the MSPs out there, all the things that should be done. And they were reiterating kind of their focus on that. I had some very interesting conversations with a few of the executives over at DattoCon about what the future holds for ITSM and remote monitoring and management and these platforms. And I was kind of bringing up the issues of, where is robotic process automation going to start fitting in? When are we going to see much more workflow automation happen? When are we going to see better workflow management or business process management integrated into these platforms to become kind of the operational platform for running your MSP, that you're not using one tool for quotes, one tool for support, one tool for remote monitoring, and they're rapidly heading that way. And there's a lot of work in the background going on about making things a little bit more automated and starting to apply elements such as machine learning and artificial intelligence to kind of power robotic process automation, which I think could really transform the whole managed services support element, because the more that you can do automatically but with human intervention, the more effective even junior level technicians become.
Yeah, and I heard, I don't have it in front of me, full disclosure, but they were talking about some improvements with AI in the email filtering area and so on. I saw something fly by. Bail me out. Here, let me throw that ball to you. Catch what I'm throwing.
Well,
do you know what I'm trying to say?
What they're trying to do is what they're successfully accomplishing is leveraging the machine learning component of AI to be able to filter things a lot more effectively. In other words, to surface what's more critical as opposed to surfacing everything. Now, when it comes to that email portion, let's look at it from the point of view of a trouble ticket being submitted.
Yeah.
If you can look at that trouble ticket a little more closely and identify things such as everything's in caps, or there's particular words in there, and this is passed into the email system as a notification that this new ticket has been filed. If the intelligence is there, the artificial intelligence is there to identify the criticality of that particular support ticket, it can surface it a lot quicker. And then if you use some additional machine learning behind the scenes where you can look at, the customer history, the importance of the customer, the type of SLA that they have, and all of these other elements, you can bring the most critical support requests right to the forefront of a technician to deal with it very quickly, while the more simpler support requests, like resetting a password, might go to a different technician, or might even trigger a script to inform the person how to do it without needing human intervention. So there's a lot of potential there when it comes down to using artificial intelligence to educate the systems, using machine learning to identify patterns, and then applying that to the communications that go on between the end customer and the MSP or whoever's doing support, to be able to get a better grasp on what's more critical. The other thing that can be done with these technologies is looking at the particular problem, and if it has relevance to any other problems in the past, to be able to better surface a way to resolve that problem, or identify a contributing factor which might have been unassociated in the past. Let's say someone calls in and they're having an issue. They create a support ticket around Exchange, for example.
Yeah.
And at first blush, it looks like an interesting problem. And then it turns out, well, there was a patch done a few days before. Now, if there's a way for the machine learning or AI engine to surface that information to make it more relevant, hey, what's been going on with Exchange and what other folks have been having problems with across even different customers, it makes solving the problem a lot easier, and it also results in much better customer satisfaction.
But take a different direction with the time we have left. So let's talk about the social aspects. So I heard it was a great conference, north of 2,300 real attendees, maybe almost 100 vendors. So talk to me socially. Was it fun, packed, crowded, loud?
It was good. It was packed. It was a lot of fun. I have to hand it to Datto for creating some interesting things there to make the conference a lot more enjoyable. The vendor and partners arena was done very well. The relationships between the particular vendors and Datto, which you would normally think were like competitors, like ConnectWise even had a booth there, but they were talking about the collaborative capabilities of maybe using multiple platforms, or where things can plug into each other. You had a whole host of different security vendors there talking about their security platforms and how they could plug into the Datto management consoles. So a lot of it was bringing together a community of support and offering a lot of different options, instead of it being one of those, would you like fries with that type of conversations.
Yeah. Last question would be, is you did a little hallway 101 and maybe some aircraft carrier 101 or whatever that ship was with the party. Is there any one concern any one person expressed to you as an MSP, like the sky's falling or robots are going to run everything? Anything notable stick out?
Nothing notable about, robotics taking over, because, I mean, the way everything was presented was that things like robotic process automation are more like an assistive tool. They're not meant to replace people. They're meant to make people more effective. I mean, one could argue that, okay, if you make someone 100% more effective, then you only need one person instead of two. But I don't really see it going that way because when you run into issues, they tend to come in bunches.
Yeah.
The other thing that I would say was a concern is there was a lot of concern around how licensing is going to be handled in the
Okay.
future.
Okay.
A lot of concern about being like nickel and dime to death about separate, add-ons when it comes to being an MSP and what you resell to your customers. A way to kind of concerns around the way to unify billing to your customers to make sure you're covering all the services that you're offering. And I still think that's going to be a bit of a sticky challenge for many out there, especially if you're using more than one platform. So I think it's going to give rise to, concepts of universal platform management that will allow you to bring separate platforms together, at least from a billing and SLA perspective, to simplify what is that, often the busy work that doesn't generate any profit.
I would concur. All right, my friend, we'll enjoy. By the time we talk to you again, we will have all celebrated the 4th of July week. I don't even call it a weekend. The way it's placed this year, it's going to be the 4th of July week. So enjoy that. Get out your cream puff and drive around. Maybe you're going to run your nice car in a parade or something, man.
No, I'd rather just watch the parades.
All right, Frank. Thank you so much, Jenny, over in the radio control room, and we'll talk to you next month. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Take care. Thank you.